Okay, so welcome. We're going to go ahead and get started. And first of all, my name's Elena Porter, and we'll be doing meditation this morning. I see a couple more people driving up, so I'm just going to wait just a couple more moments. Is it one or two? Do you know? Do you say, is it just one? Okay, because I just have the blanket there for her. Wonderful. Does she have her mat with her? Can you see?
No, she
Would you mind running over there and just seeing if she needs a mat? Just because we've already used all the ones I had out. If a blanket's fine, then she's fine. But so we are at the 4th of July weekend. And this week, and really this month as we continue, we're going to really be focusing on freedom. So appropriate to be talking about. I love that I have visitors here from Boston because a few years ago, you guys know this very well, but we got to see the fireworks at Boston, and we brought our kids there. And I remember, Lisa, would you mind being by this just in case something goes wrong? And so I remember we were in Boston for the 4th of July, and we were exhausted. And so we were in the hotel, and we were going to go to sleep, and this man comes up to me and says, "You do not want to miss this." And I had 4 little kids at the time, and they're like, "We don't want to go. We're so tired." And he says, "You need to get your kids up and go." So off we went, and to this day, we can't get over what that experience is like to see the 4th of July in Boston. It's quite amazing. So, all right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So first, we'd like to find ourselves in a comfortable posture. For some of us, it's seated. For some of us, it's lying down. So if you want to lay down and find your posture, I know that some of you are driving to work or you're on a walk and enjoying this on Facebook. We're so glad you're here. But let's just find our space and begin to connect with our breath. So if you're in a seated posture, sit up nice and tall and just really engage the core, and from the crown to your tailbone, your one nice line of energy. Place your hands on your knees with your palms facing up. And then shoulders are on your back, so they're down from your ears, creating this space here. And then let's begin to connect with our breath, taking a nice deep inhale through your nose, nice deep exhale through your nose. If you're laying flat, if you want to take your hands by your sides, turn your palms up. So just always ready to receive with this breath. So with you take your next inhale and breathe in, try to breathe in at least a 4 to 5 second inhale, 4 to 5 second exhale. Beautiful. With your next inhale as you breathe in, feel your chest rise. Feel those ribs expand through your back and feel that oxygen flow all the way down to your lower belly. Nice, deep breath. Beautiful. So allowing that breath to flow freely, inhaling and exhaling. This morning, as we allow that breath to flow freely, you'll hear me say the word free and freely this morning. We are entering into the 4th of July celebration weekend, where we celebrate freedom. With your next inhale, as you breathe in gratitude. Gratitude for all the sacrifices that have been made and continue to be made so that we can live a free life. So as you continue with that breath, I'm going to share with you the verse for meditation this morning. And it's Isaiah 61:1, and it says that he has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom to the captives, and release from darkness the prisoners. From the Message, it says, announce freedom to all captives. Announce freedom to all captives. To to announce that this is the time for grace. So friends, this morning, as we focus on the word freedom, and as we focus this week on celebrating freedom, let's just take the next few breaths in silence, maybe identifying some areas in our life some different aspects of our life where we want a little more freedom. So many times when we think about freedom, you'll hear quotes or verses about chains and breaking the chains that hold us back. The modern day chains, and there's that word modern again that I just seem to stumble across so much recently. The modern day chains that we experience can come in a variety of forms. Anxiety, addiction, a lazy attitude, a failure to forgive, trying to seek that peace of mind, working towards feeling worthy, trying to find that hope again, old programs that hold us back. So let's take that deep inhale, breathe in deeply, nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. What do we want to break free from? What holds you back? What steals your joy? It's interesting when they talk about modern day chains. They're emotional, they're spiritual, some are physical. Worry. Worry is one I hear often. We worry about this, we worry about that. We have anxieties about this, anxieties about that. We could fill our day and our mind and our thoughts with worry and anxiety. Modern day chains that hold us back. In this meditation, as you breathe in, we want to breathe in the word freedom. We want to breathe in, letting go. So for some of us, we may identify with physical chains, physical things that we allow to inhibit our freedom. This morning, as you breathe in freedom. I am free. So much of it is a mind choice. Programs. Ways we've thought forever. Patterns that we've been allowing forever, for years. There's a better way. So as you breathe in freedom, identify with it. Imagine in your mind's eye living a different way. So maybe it's trusting God more. Maybe it's seeing the value in forgiveness. Forgiveness for others. Forgiveness for ourselves. Maybe it's allowing your heart to believe in hope again. To truly believe in hope again. Nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Appreciate that breath. That cleansing breath that restores, that rejuvenates, that brings clarity. So many times when I'm talking with my children, I always say, well, let me shave a couple years off your learning experience of life. I've been there. I've done that. I've experienced this. There's a song that says, if I could speak to my younger self. And I know that one day I'm going to think I'm really young. One day I'll look back and say, boy, you're really young, right here in this space. As we just breathe in this breath, as we talk to ourselves right here, we want to live a free life. What about free from judgment? What about freedom from the exhaustion of judging others? Stay in your lane. A life that's freely lived, freely loves. What walls have we built up to not allow ourselves to love freely? As you exhale, let them down. Feel them physically just fall down. If you live a life that's free, you give freely. Your time, your resources, your support, your inner strength, your peace of mind. You share that energy and you just let it flow freely. Feel that energy just being shared. It's a beautiful feeling. Right now, in this breath, as you inhale, breathe in the beautiful energy around you. as you exhale, share your beautiful energy. A life that lives freely, loves and gives freely. They appreciate who they are, how they were created. And they share that light freely. So taking another nice deep inhale, let that breath flow. Modern day change that we experience come in a variety of forms. As we allow that breath to flow, step one is identifying that chain, that modern day chain that holds us back from living free. That modern day chain that holds us back from loving freely. That holds us back from dancing in this breath. Smiling more. Feeling joy. Identifying those modern day chains that keep us from reaching our potential, being the best versions of ourselves that God created us to be. This morning, as you continue to breathe, inhale, exhale. Breathe in the words, I am free. Breathe it in. Exhale. And again, breathe it in. I am free. He binds up the brokenhearted, frees the captives, and releases us from darkness. Those are big words. Binds up the brokenhearted, brings us hope, lets us identify with hope again, living freely in hope, proclaims freedom for the captives, lets us know that these modern day chains do not need to be carried around. We can set them down and leave them there. Releases us from darkness, old programs. Habits we've been doing for way too long. Modern day chains show up in all different kinds of ways. For some of us, it's anxiety or hopelessness, or the lack of peace of mind. Some of us, it's addictions on so many levels. Friends, worrying too much, it is an addiction. Living in chaos is an addiction. Drama, We want peace of mind. So as we begin to prepare for our final song, I'm going to read the words from the song because they're so powerful. I'm hoping that you will be able to hear the words just a little bit more. If you've been walking the same old road for miles and miles, if you've been hearing the same old voice tell the same old lies, if you're trying to feel the same old holes inside, there is a better life. If you have pain, he's the pain taker. If you feel lost, he is a way maker. If you need freedom, he's a prison-shaking Savior. If you've got chains, he's a chain breaker. We all search for light at day in the dead of night. We need that light. We've all found ourselves worn out from fighting the same old fight. I love a quote I'd heard one time from Marky Mark. The fight was over. The war was over when I stopped fighting the world. Friends, we fight this world so much. There's a better way. We've all found ourselves worn out from the same old fight. We all run to things we know just aren't right. And there's a better life. A better life. If you've got pain, he's the pain taker. If you feel lost, he is a way maker. And friends, if you need freedom, if you've got modern day chains, he's a chain breaker. So here's a beautiful mantra we could use today. If you believe it, if you receive it, if you can feel it, just breathe it in. If you believe it, that there is a better life, then receive it, breathe it in. And now you can feel it. If you believe it, breathe it in. Receive it. And allow yourself to feel it. If you've got a modern day chain, he's a chain breaker. So just a couple more breaths here. And I'll close in prayer. Dear God, thank you so much for everybody that's here this morning, those of you on Facebook that will be watching this at some point in time today. I just pray that as we enter into this 4th of July celebration weekend, that our hearts will be open to freedom, that we can identify our modern day chains and just give it to the chain breaker. allow him to come in and just break those chains so that we can be open to live freely, to love freely, and to say out loud, I am free. I am free. Beautiful. Thank you guys so much for joining me this morning.